Inshallah, we continue with
Oh no.
Thalathat-ul-Usul. We finished the first introductory Risala yesterday, which is the four Masail that is obligatory for everyone to know. Al-Ilm, Wal-Amal, Wal-Da'wah, Wal-Sabr, along with the Adillah, Surah Al-Asr, the statement of Shafi'i and Bukhari. Then we started yesterday the second Risala, second introduction, which is that it's obligatory to know these three issues. The first of them, أن الله خلقنا, that Allah created us, وَرَزَقَنَا, and provides for us, وَلَمْ يَتْرُكْنَا حَمَلًا, and He didn't leave us all to ourselves without any guidance or anything. بَلْ أَرْسَلَ إِلَيْنَا رَسُولًا, rather He sent to us a messenger. فَمَنْ أَطَاعَهُ دَخَلَ الْجَنَّةِ, so whoever obeys Him enters into Jannah. وَمَنْ أَصَاهُ دَخَلَ النَّارِ, and whoever disobeys Him enters into the fire. And then there was the evidence. Now we have the second mas'ala, as we said, masail, mas'ala. المسألة الثانية أن الله لا يرضى أن يشرك معه أحد في عبادته، لا ملك مقرب ولا نبي مرسل. والدليل قوله تعالى وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا. The second one, المسألة الثانية, is that أن الله, that Allah, as we said, and anna, both of them mean Allah, and both of them mean that. An comes before a verb, and anna comes before a noun. Anna Allah, and that they both make the verb or noun following them mansub. So anna Allah la yarda, that Allah is not pleased, from radiya, He is not pleased, yarda. And yushraka ma'hu, that ahadun, if we go here real quick, ahadun fa'il, one or anyone, we could say, because it's not al-ahad, the one, rather it's ahadun, right, anyone, right, one or anyone. Yushraku or yushraka because of an, ma'hu, that he be associated as partners with him, that anyone be associated as partners with him, right, or that anyone associates partners with him, either way. And yushraka ma'hu ahadun, that someone associates partners with him, or that partners be associated with him. Fi ibadatihi, in his worship. Ibadah, his worship. La malakun muqarrab, not an angel or a close angel, we'll say. Muqarrab from qarib, qarraba yaqrubu, qarraba, not an angel which is close, right? Wala nabiyyun mursal, and not a prophet which was sent from arsala yursilu, mursal, meaning he could just say la malakun wala nabiyyun, but he wants to say la malakun muqarrabun, not even a close angel, one of those angels that's close to Allah, one of those carrying the arsh, or Jibreel, or Mikael, or Israfil, or any of the other ones that we know more about due to their importance to us. وَلَا نَبِيٌّ مُرْسَلٌ, and not a prophet who is sent, meaning not even if it was someone that Allah sent, right? That Allah sent to human beings to guide them, not even him. وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and the evidence is his statement, the Most High, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ, and the masajid are for Allah. The masajid, the plural of masjid, are for Allah. Lillah, they belong to Allah. Lillah, for Allah, belong to Allah. فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا. So do not call on. فلا. So do not. تدعوا. Call on. Right? Call on. تدعون. Right? تدعون. Right? It makes it majzoom. This lam makes it majzoom. This la here is the la of an-nahiya. An-nahiya makes it a prohibition. An-nafiya doesn't do so. Nafiya doesn't change it like that. Rather, an-nahiya makes it majzoom. And the majzoom for the af'al al-khamsa, those words that end with un, so we have, or in, so we have ya'kuluna, ya'kulna, right? Ta'kuluna, ta'kulna, same thing, right? Ta'kulna. And ta'kulina for a feminine, those are called af'al al-khamsa. When you make them medzum, you drop the noon. That's what you do. So, فَلَا تَدْعُوا. So we drop our noon, we add our alif there for protection of our vowel. فَلَا تَدْعُوا. So do not call on, do not make dua. Do not call on ma'allahi, along with Allah, ahadan. Do not call anyone along with Allah. Right? Any questions about this? Then Abdullah, read it for us.
الثانية أن الله لا يرضى أن يشرك معه أحد في عبادته لا ملك مقرب ولا نبي مرسل والدليل قوله تعالى وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعون مع الله
تدعون?
تدعون.
There's a noon there?
Okay. تدعوا مع الله أحدا.
No.
فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا.
Zubair, Amir, I'll do it, but you have to make sure you have a headset where we don't have that echoing and feedback in your microphone. But I'll undo you if you want to be. I'll undo your mic. I'll free it up if you're gonna read and you have a good headset, Amir. But Zubair, in the meantime, inshallah.
الثانية أن الله لا يرضى أن يشرك معه أحد في عبادته لا ملك مقرب ولا نبي مرسل والدليل قوله تعالى وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا.
نعم، أبو طاهر. Abu Tahir just bounced off. I'm gonna let him open your mic, Amir, and see if it doesn't have any echo.
Guess you trying to say good, huh? I'm G.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm G. I don't know.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay. I had to get the mic together.
You with us?
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Thania too?
Okay, الثانية أن الله لا يرضى أن يشرك مع أنه أحد في عبادة لا ملك مقرب ولا نبي مرسل والدليل قوله تعالى وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا فلا تدعوا مع الله أحد
نعم
أحدان.
نعم. أبو طاهر. You with us, Abu Tahir? Maybe not. Anyway, the sister asked, do we drop the noon in all states, whether rough or nasb or jar? Number one, there's a mistake in the question. Because when it comes to verbs, we have rough, we have nasb, and we have jazm. There's never jar in a verb, ever. Never ever jar a verb. But jazm is here. After la and nahiya, then it becomes majzoom. So that's when we drop it. Also in nasb, we'll drop it. But rough is going to be tad'oon, yad'oon, like this, right? The noon is going to appear in rough. That is your sign of rough. The noon is your alamatul rough here. It's not the dhamma, but the noon. In the plural or in the al-khamsa, it's the noon. In nasb, it's going to be dropped, and in jazm, it's going to be dropped. But there's never ever a jar in verbs, ever. Now, there may be a kasra written on a verb for reading purposes or something, but it never ever ends in a verb. The verb never ever ends in a kasra. Can you read, Abu Tahir? You say you're with us, but we don't hear you. No problem. If your mic opens up or something happens, fixes your sound or something, then we'll go back for you. الثالثة طيب الثالثة أن من أطاع الرسول ووحد الله لا يجوز له موالاة من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كان أقرب قريب. الثالثة المسألة الثالثة, the third issue or third issue, أن that من أطاع الرسول, whoever obeys the messenger, ووحد الله, وحد, this is the masdar of wahada tawheed, whoever singles out Allah, whoever makes Allah one. Not that we're making him one, but that we're making him one in our aqidah, in our minds, in our actions. We're making him one. Allah is already one, whether we commit shirk or we do tawheed. But when we wahada nuwahidu, then this is us making him one in our ibadah and in our belief, like this. Or declaring him as one, as it could be said as well. وَوَحَّدَ اللَّهَ, and we, for whoever obeys the messenger and declares Allah one or makes him one. La yajuz from jawaza, meaning permissible. La yajuz, right? La yajuz, it's not permissible. Jawaza also means to pass up. So for instance, if I wanted to just skip this paragraph here, I say natajawaz hadhihi faqra, right? Natajawaz, meaning we're going to skip over it. But that shows the connection between permissibility and, say, passing over and skip. It's not permissible for you to continue. It's not permissible for you to go past this. You are not going to pass it. That's not permissible for you, right? We need to stop here, right? We need to do this. We can't just go on. That's the relation to permissibility, right? So something is haram. It's not permissible to go over it. You gotta keep doing it, right? This line is between halal and haram. Then you can't just skip over it, right? No, it's not permissible to do so. So la yajuz, it's not permissible. Lahu, for him. Muwala, from wali. This word we had inside of Nawaqid-ul-Islam, right? We had this concept in Nawaqid-ul-Islam where we can't have this muwala, we can't have this friendship and helping and advice of one of the kuffar. Man haddallaha. Man hadda. This is from whoever takes Allah as an enemy, right? Whoever takes Allah as an enemy. We know this from Surah Al-Mujadila, the last ayah, where Allah says, those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. So hadda here is to oppose, right? To acting contrary to. So whoever opposes or takes Allah as an enemy. But here it means oppose. Enemy is just understood. La yajuz lahu man ata'a rasul wa wahad Allah, the one who obeys the messenger and declares Allah's oneness. It's not permissible for him muwalatu man hadallahi wa rasulahu. That whoever, it's not permissible for him to take his friends and protectors and helpers, those who oppose Allah and His messenger. Walau kana, walau, and I forgot to do my homework, ya Aba Tahir. I forgot to do it, this with low. Inshallah today, inshallah, if I can remember. Walau kana aqraba qareeb. Even if kana, he was, meaning this one who had Allah wa Rasulah, even if he was aqraba qareeb, the closest of relatives. A qareeb means someone close. It's used, it means a relative. Right? It means a relative. Aqraba qareeb, the closest of relatives. La yajuz lahu muwalatu man had Allah wa Rasulah. It's not permissible for him to take as a friend and a helper and a protector whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger. Walau kana aqraba qareeb. Even if he was the closest of relatives. Or you could maybe say, even though I don't think in English it makes sense, even if he was the most related of relatives or the closest relation of relatives. Meaning if it was his father or his brother or his son, doesn't matter. As in the end of Surah Al-Mujadila, and this is the proof that we have for this point. Any questions so far? Okay. Yeah, I hear you now. You want to read that paragraph above? Thania?
The previous one.
If you want to.
Thania, and Allah la yarda an yushraka ma'ah. And yushraka ma'ahu ahadun fi ibadatihi la malakun muqarrab wa la nabiyyu mursal. Wa dalilu qawluhu ta'ala وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا.
No. So if there's no questions here, we'll work on our dalil, which is dalil قوله تعالى
الله تعالى
لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله أو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح منه ويدخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون. This is the last ayah of Surah Al-Mujadila, where Allah says, لا تجدوا, from wajada yajidu, you will not find. Wajada, to find, right? You will not find qawmin, a people. You will not find a people. Yu'minuna billahi, believing in Allah. Wal yawmil akhir, in the last day. Yuwadduna, this is from wad. It means love. Wad is love, to love. It's similar to hub, right? Yuwadduna, loving man had Allah wa rasulah, whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger. Walau kanu, even if they were. Kanu, the plural of kana. Even if they were aba'ahum. Aba, the plural of ab. Even if they were their fathers. O abna'ahum. Abna, the plural of ibn, or their sons. O ikhwanahum, or their brothers, the plural of akh, ikhwan. O ashiratahum. Ashiratahum, ashir is their close relatives. Ashir, ashira is their close relatives. From ashara, but it means close relatives. Ulaika kataba fi qulubihim, those He wrote, kataba, He wrote, fi qulubihim, in their hearts. Qulub, the plural of qalb, heart. Iman, He wrote in their hearts, iman. Wa ayyadahum biruhin minhu, and He helped them. Ayyada is to help. He assisted them and helped them. Ayyada, He helped them. Biruhin minhu, with the spirit from Him. With a spirit from Him, meaning Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel is the ruh, right? وَيُدْخِلُهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ, and He will enter them into, this is yudkhil, not yadkhul. Yadkhul, He enters. Yudkhil, to enter something. To enter something, right? So you enter, like for instance, if you enter a room, enter tadkhul al-ghurfa. But if you enter a CD into the computer, enter tudkhil, right? You entered the CD into the computer. وَيُدْخِلْهُمْ, He will enter them, jannatin, into gardens. The plural of jannah, garden, right? Tajri, from jara, we had this word before, meaning to run. Tajri, running, min tahtiha, from below them. Tahtiha, because jannah is plural. Min tahtiha al-anhar. Anhar is the plural of nahar, which is river, right? Nahar, which is river. Flowing under them, rivers. Khalidina. Khalid means to last forever. Khalidina, lasting there forever, meaning those people, fiha, those people of Jannah will be in there forever in them. Fiha, in them, in the Jannat. Radiyallahu anhum, Allah is pleased with them. وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ, and they are pleased. Raddu is they are pleased. Anhu are pleased with Allah. Ulaika, those. Hizbullah, they're the Hizb, the party of Allah. The Hizb, the group, the party of Allah. Ala inna Hizballahi humul muflihun. Ala, this is the question. Allah, like, isn't it that the party of Allah, Hizbullah, they are the muflihun from falaha, or that's where it's from. We might know the word falah, which is success. Aren't they the successful ones? Allah inna Hizbullah humul muflihun. Isn't it that the party of Allah, they are the successful? Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to read this point? Start out. Muharram. اقرأ لنا.
الثلاثة أن من أطاع الرسول ووحد الله لا يجوز له موالاة من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كان أقرب قريب. ودليل قوله تعالى لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح منه ويدخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون.
يلا يا زبير.
الثالثة أن من أطاع الرسول ووحد الله لا يجوز له موالاة من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كان أقرب قريب. والدليل قوله تعالى لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح منه ويدخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون.
نعم. يلا يا عبد الله.
الثالثة أن من أطاع الرسول ووحد الله لا يجوز له موالاة من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كان أقرب قريب. والدليل قوله تعالى لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح بروح منه ويدخلوهم جنة تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم وردوا عنه أولئك حزب الله أهلا أن حزب الله هم المفلحون.
يلا أبا طاهر.
الثالثة أن من أطاع الرسول ووحد الله لا يجوز له موالاة من حد الله ورسوله ولو كان أقرب قريب. ودليل قوله تعالى لا يجد قوم يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا باءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيراتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح منه ويدخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون.
The sister asked, what is muwala? Al-muwala is from the word wali, meaning a friend or protector or helper. And here it means someone that you take someone who opposes Allah and His Messenger as a friend and a helper, besides the believers. Besides the believers, that you take them as a friend and a helper, the believers. A friend, a protector, a helper, a confidant, someone that you have a contract with. Not a contract of rent or a contract of, cleaning your house every week or something like that necessarily, but a contract of loyalty to that person, right? Contract of loyalty to that person. Amir, you want to read? You want to open your mic and read? Or you're doing something? Guess he's doing something. Okay, with that, it ended the second introductory risala. Some of the people say that the usul or Thalathat-ul-Usul starts from here, and some of them say it starts from the next little section. Either way it goes, we're getting close to the actual risala, not in it now. He says, "I'lam ashaq Allahu li ta'atihi an al-hanifiyya millata Ibrahim an ta'bud Allah wahdahu وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس وخلقهم لها كما قال تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ومعنى يعبدون يوحدون." This paragraph, all of it is, if not, I believe it's the exact same paragraph, am I right? Of Qawaid al-Arba. The exact same paragraph of Qawaid al-Arba. One second.
Does it?
No, it doesn't have the end part. It doesn't have the end part. But it has everything else. أن الحنيفية ملة إبراهيم أن تعبد الله وحده مخلصا له الدين. That's there. وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس وخلقهم لها كما قال تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. It's the same. ومعنى يعبدون, معنى is the meaning. معنى is meaning. The plural is ma'ani. 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 That's the plural of ma'na, ma'ani. What's the meaning of this word? What are the meanings of these words? Ma'ani al-kalimat, right? Ma'ana ya'budun, the meaning of ya'budun and yuwahidun, meaning to single him out in worship. That's the meaning of ya'budun. This is the tafsir of Ibn Abbas, actually. This is actually, Ibn Abbas says, anytime you find the word ya'budu or ya'budun like this, and this always means yuwahidu, yuwahidun. Anytime you find it, this is the meaning of it. Right? Meaning to single him out in worship. Right? Are there any questions about this paragraph? That Hanafiya, that Ibrahim, that Al-Hanifiya, the way of Ibrahim, and ta'budullaha wahdahu mukhlisan lahu deen, is that you worship Allah alone, sincere to Him in the religion. Wa bidhalika amara Allahu jami'an nas, and with that Allah commanded all of mankind. Wa khalaqahum laha, and created them for it. Kama qala ta'ala, just as the Most High said, He the Most High said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, and I have not created the jinn and mankind except to worship me. وَمَعْنَ يَعْبُدُونَ, and the meaning of يَعْبُدُونَ, يُوَحِدُونَ, to single him out. Any questions? We just had it about a week or so ago, right? This whole paragraph, basically.
Millatin.
Millah means way. The millah. Millah to Ibrahim means kind of like the word sunnah. But it's also like the deen. Right? All of them connected to each other. The sunnah, Islam is the sunnah, and the sunnah is Islam. The way of Ibrahim, the religion of Ibrahim, the way he was. What did he do? Did he have a religion like Christianity or Judaism or like this? No, his way was to worship Allah alone, sincere in the religion. Right? That was his way, which we know is the word al-Islam. Did he go around calling to something with the name Islam? Allah knows best. But his way was to worship Allah alone, sincere to Him in the religion. That was his way, his millah. It's similar to the word religion. His tariqah, his millah, his deen, his sunnah, all of that. Because sunnah means a way. Sunnah means a way as well. It means something that, a way that you follow. So all of this, linguistically, so all of them are connected. Any other questions? Anybody want to read it for us, or wants to start it off?
إِلَّمْ أَرْشَدَكَ اللَّهُ لِطَاعَتِهِ أَنَّ الْحَنِيفَيَّةَ مِلَّةَ
Hanifiyya.
حنيفية.
No.
What did they say? Hanifiyya.
That's
Can
fine.
you say that? Okay,
You can say it
Hanifiyya.
Hanifiyya. Go ahead.
ملة إبراهيم أن تعبد الله وحده مخلصا له الدين وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس خلق لها كما قالت الله وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ومعني يأكلون ويعبدون يوحدون.
نعم يلا يا محرم.
اعلم أرشدك الله لطاعته. أن الحنيفية ملة إبراهيم أن تعبد الله وحده مخلصا له الدين وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس وخلقهم لها كما قال تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ومعنى يعبدون يوحدون.
يلا أبا طاهر.
اعلم أرشدك الله لطاعته أن الحنيفية ملة إبراهيم أن تعبد الله وحده مخلصا له الدين وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس وخلقهم لا يعبدون ومعنى يعبدون يوحدون.
يلا يا زبير.
اعلم أرشدك الله لطاعته أن الحنيفية ملة إبراهيم أن تعبد الله وحده مخلصا له الدين وبذلك أمر الله جميع الناس وخلقهم لها كما قال تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ومعنى يعبدون يوحدون.
Amir, you want to open your mic and read? Or not? وأعظم ما أمر الله به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة. وأعظم ما أمر الله به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة. وأعظم is from the superlative of azim, meaning great or tremendous. A'zam, and the most great or the most tremendous, the greatest or the most tremendous. I'm sorry, same thing up here. I wrote it down here. I was reading, but it's the same word. A'zamu ma amara Allahu bihi at-tawheed, and the most tremendous of what Allah commanded. Amara Allahu, what Allah commanded, bihi, with it. In English, we wouldn't say with it. We would just say, and from the greatest of what Allah commanded with. But in Arabic, they use more pronouns than us, right? They take it back to the greatest, right? وَأَعْظَمُ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ, the greatest of what Allah commanded with it, at-tawheed. At-tawheed, to single out Allah. وَهُوَ إِفْرَادُ اللَّهِ بِالْعِبَادَةِ. Ifrad comes from farada, meaning individual. Individual. So when we have, for instance, mufradat, when we're studying Arabic, mufradat, meaning vocabulary words, but they're individual words that you're studying. That's what you're memorizing, but the word itself, the one word at a time that you're memorizing. So mufradat, so single words. Ifradullahi, to single out Allah, bil ibadah, with ibadah. Hada a'zamu ma amara Allahu bihi, the greatest thing that Allah commanded with, at-tawheed, wa huwa ifradullahi, the singling out of Allah, bil ibadah, with ibadah. That's the definition of tawheed that the Shaykh has given us. Ifradullahi bil ibadah, the singling out of Allah with worship. Any questions? وَأَعْظَمُ مَا نَهَى عَنْهُ, and the greatest or most tremendous of what he prohibited from. Prohibited from it. But we, like you said, won't use this he in English, right? Prohibited from. Ash-shirk. The greatest of what he prohibited from, ash-shirk. وَهُوَ da'watu ghayrihi ma'ahu. It is to call da'wah, which is to call, to make dua, to supplicate, ghayrihi ma'ahu, other than him, ghayr means other than him, ghayrihi ma'ahu, along with him. So to call on him and to call on something with him. So with this, do the Christians and the Jews, do they worship Allah?
No.
Yes, but they also worship along with him, other than him, right? ما أعظم ما أمر الله به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة وأعظم ما نهى عنه, and the greatest of what he prohibited from الشرك وهو دعوة غيره معه, and it is to call on other than him along with him. والدليل قوله تعالى, and the evidence is the statement of Allah the Most High, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا, worship Allah and do not associate with him anything. Tushriku is majzoom here, the noon is dropped because of the la of anahiya, the la of a prohibition, so it's dropped. La tushriku, right? It's made majzoom. Like if I said la tajlis, first it was tajlisu, but because I put la in front of it, the la of nahiya, it became majzoom with a sukoon. La tajlis, la tushriku, la tajlisu, right? The alif is there for protection of the waw. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا, and do not associate with him anything. Here, shay'an, a thing. But here, a thing, don't associate a thing with him, meaning don't associate.
You hear?
I realized I went blank there for a second. I realized that. I didn't say anything. So anyway, وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and the evidence is his statement, the Most High, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, and worship Allah, وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا, and don't associate anything with him. Is there any questions about this?
Yes.
Faddal.
Okay, so I know you mentioned the la nahya, and you said that it's supposed to be majzoom in case of la tajlis, you said, right?
Right.
Or should it be la tajlis?
If it was just one person, I'm trying to make it easy. Here's the word, tajlisu. Tajlisu. If I put the la nahiya, it's going to become la tajlis. Right? If it was tajlisuna, right? If we're talking about a group of people, tajlisuna, like we have tushrikuna here. When I put the la nafiya, or la nahiya rather, not nafiya, la nahiya, the prohibitive la, and I'm going to drop my noon, and I'm just going to add an alif, la tajlisu, like la tushriku. But if it's a singular, I try to use a singular one to make it easy and clear because you can see the sukoon, you know? Whereas in this one, it becomes a little more complicated, I guess, because of the noon and all of that extra alif added. So I try to make it simple with the first la tajlis.
Okay, so in the hadith up above, the one that's at Thalathat-ul-Usul, anna man ata ar-Rasul. One second. Yeah, okay, the verse where Allah SWT says, "La tajidu qawman yu'minuna billah."
Yeah, that's not a la nahiya. That's a la nafiya, meaning you won't find it. It's not a prohibition. It's a negation, meaning it doesn't happen. But it's not telling you don't do it, it's just telling you you won't find it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Meaning, la tajidu, we go up, because that's an important ayat for people to understand the meaning of that ayat even. That la tajidu qawman, you will not find the people, meaning it's not possible for you to find them. You will not find the people yu'minuna billahi wal yawm al-akhir. You will not find a people who believe in Allah and the last day. Yuwaduna man had Allah wa rasulah. That love those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. So you can't find that. Meaning, this is something we study is called al-mafhum al-mukhalafa, the opposite understanding. Meaning, if you find a people who love those who oppose Allah and His Messenger, then they do not believe in Allah and the last day. This is why it's Nawaqid al-Islam, number 8, right? Nawaqid number 8. المظاهرة ومعاونة المشركين على Muslimin, right? Help them and to take them as protectors against the Muslim. So you will not find someone. If you find someone who loves Allah and His who loves those who oppose Allah and His Messenger, then they do not believe in Allah and the last day. Why? Because Allah says, "La tajidu qawman." You will not find a people who believe in Allah and the last day, loving those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. So you will not find that. If you do find someone loving those who oppose Allah and His Messenger, then no, they don't believe in Allah and the last day. Because if they did, they wouldn't love them. So this isn't a negation. This is just, this isn't a prohibition. It's a negation.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who wants to read وَأَعْظَمُ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ?
Sorry. وأحكم ما أمر الله به.
Go ahead.
Okay. التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة
إفراد الله. Say إفراد الله.
إفراد الله بالعبادة وأتبع ما نهى عنه الشرك وهو دعوة غيره معه والدليل قوله تعالى واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا.
نعم يلا يا محرم.
وأعظم ما أمر الله به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة وأعظم ما نهى عنه الشرك وهو دعوة غيره معه والدليل قوله تعالى واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا.
نعم يلا يا زبير.
وأعظم ما أمر الله به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة وأعظم ما نهى عنه الشرك وهو دعوة غيره معه والدليل قوله تعالى واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا.
نعم يا أبا طاهر.
وأعظم ما أمر به التوحيد وهو إفراد الله بالعبادة وأعظم ما نهى عن الشرك وهو دعوة غيره معه ودليل قوله تعالى واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا.
Now, okay, the question is, what about a Muslim who says Tony Blair is his teacher and friend? Will that person fall under this ayah? There's two parts to this answer. Number one, we said that this mawala is it has to be understood, that we don't just take friend and helper and teacher. As we said in the Waqf al-Islam, that he takes them as friends and helpers and besides the Muslims, against the Muslims. So if anyone works in the field and you're a woman, so maybe you're at home all day, but if your husband works out somewhere, I'm sure that he has someone at work that he considers to be someone he might eat lunch with is not a friend. I mean, is not a Muslim. And so they're not necessarily best friends. They don't share all their secrets. He don't talk about the Muslims that he's mad with at them. He don't backbite the Muslims to them and all this. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't consider them somewhat of a friend, that if he needed him, he wouldn't go help him, and if he needed help, that non-Muslim wouldn't come help him. This is different. As far as a teacher, I think most of us grew up with non-Muslim teachers, you know. So this is one thing. If he's teaching them the religion, then this is different. If Tony Blair's teaching them how to understand Islam, then this is different. But if he taught them how to deal with economics or certain political things or whatever, that even if we disagree, then this is the case. But number two, we're studying this. Hopefully you don't say Tony Blair is your teacher and your friend, and we're studying this for ourselves. We're studying this for ourselves. We're not studying this to apply to anyone else. We're studying this for ourselves. We're saying, I'm not going to fall into this ayat by making anyone my friend. You know, we had Sahabi, 3 of them were killed, and he saw some of his friends get killed, and he ran away, and he was injured, and he asked Allah to never let a mushrik touch him. And so Allah caused bees to surround him, so even the mushrikeen didn't want anything to do with his body, right, when he was dead. So this is one level, but the other level is, can you shake a non-Muslim's hand? Of course, they're not najis. They're najis in their aqidah, not in their body. So these are different things, but hopefully you don't say that, and we're studying this for ourselves, inshallah. As for applying it to other people, then we're not applying this to anyone else, such as Yasir Qadi, who says that, you know, these people or whoever else it might be, we're not studying this for these people. We're studying it for ourselves, inshallah ta'ala. So, nah, I'm done. I got a minute left, and we're finished for today. We're going to, inshallah, meet Saturday with conversation practice. Inshallah ta'ala, Suleiman should be ready. If not, Sheikh Ahmed could fill in with him for him again. Also, for those who didn't attend Nahal Wadi this week, I recommend it. It was an easy class. It's not going to be hard. You don't need to take a lot of notes, but it is important. We covered 4 chapters. That's how easy it was. But it's also very important information to help make it organized grammar in your head a little bit better. So I recommend that you go to the link and so how do I advise my younger siblings who fall into this? Then you read them Thalathat-ul-Usul. You read them Tafsir al-Kathir, which is translated. You read them the stories where Abu Bakr fought his son Abdurrahman in the Battle of Badr. And Abdurrahman said, I kept seeing you in the Battle of Badr. This before Abdurrahman was a Muslim. He said, I kept seeing you in the Battle of Badr, but I kept trying to be far away from you because I didn't want to fight you. Abu Bakr said, you're better than me, because if I had saw you, I would have killed you. You know, you teach these things. You teach them to love the Muslims. You read to them the stories of the Sahaba, right? So that they learn to love that these great personalities are better than these kuffar personalities. And this is how you do it. But do you go around threatening them and this and that? No, inshallah ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Alaikum salam.